If you like your health care plan, you keep your health care plan. These folks need to stop scaring everybody.
Nobody's going to force you to leave your health care plan. I don't want government bureaucrats meddling in your health care. If your employer provides you health insurance on the job, nobody is talking about messing with that. If you're one of the more than 250 million Americans who already have health insurance, you will keep your health insurance.
Covers death.
Welcome back to Morning Joe. We have a lot going on here in Washington. First of all, the Associated Press's Julie Pace is still with us. And Joe, I'm telling her she needs to pick up the pace on her wedding plans, and we're going to work on a haircut. She's coming to New York.
I got a lot on the agenda
Mika,
now.
and I think, can I just say, for Julie, Julie's defense, mind your own business, okay? Julie's doing just fine.
No, you like the advice, right?
I'm soaking it all in this morning.
Also, Sam's, wait, where did Sam go?
Oh, sorry.
He went to go study his notes. He said he was going to be here. Willie, Mike Barnicle in New York, and joining us at the table here in Washington, we have
8 people. One more. When Sam comes back, we can play softball against
Okay.
Can we do match game or something? Or something? Where's Gene Rayburn?
We have the host of MSNBC's Hardball, Chris Matthews, who's the author of Tip and the Gipper. Also, NBC News chief White House correspondent and political director and host of the Daily Rundown, Chuck Todd. And MSNBC political analyst and former chairman of the Republican National Committee, Michael Steele.
So
good to have you all on board.
Got a lot to talk about. Chris Matthews, let me start with you. The president's sort of been hit with a 1, 2, 3 here regarding the Affordable Care Act. One, of course, the website that we've all been talking about for a long time. Number 2, the LA Times article this weekend talking about the sticker shock effect, which actually will have more of an impact probably in the long run. And then third, Lisa Meyer's report this morning talking about all those assurances the president gave about people being able to get their insurance actually ended up not being true at the end. What the White House seems to be in a position they need to get out in front of all of these stories. How do they do it?
Well, they posted that November 30th number as if that's the end date of the fun and games, or the opposite of fun and games. I think there's going to be some pushback on the issue of those insured people who were assured they wouldn't get a rate hike or whatever. I think there's a lot of people in that list who have catastrophic. Now, catastrophic basically covers a very limited list of horrific medical challenges, cancer, etc. It doesn't cover the normal medical experiences of an average person, so they're much cheaper. Like the person that Bill Kristol was alluding to the other day on this program. I kept thinking, wait a minute, what does that policy cover? No wonder it doesn't qualify. And he kept offering it up as an example of an average person out there being basically double-crossed by the president. I think it's a real challenge if people with regular policies out there that covered normal medical expenses are now told, wait a minute, that policy doesn't count. I think that will be a real problem for the president in terms of his credibility, if those accounts are in that list.
And let's talk, Chris, also. I mean, you get it. I mean, you talk to your brother and his friends in central Pennsylvania. We're not talking about how this is going to play in, my old district, very Republican district, or in Ted Cruz's Texas. In central Pennsylvania, where Mika's in-laws are, they and your brother and your family in Pennsylvania, people in swing areas, they don't want the government telling them you can't keep your insurance policy. And they'll say, hey, the president told me I could keep this. What's going on?
Especially states that are heavily insured. I've got a list the other day. I pulled it together of the states where you have mostly, the people are insured, thanks to Governor Casey and a lot of policies over the years. The Democratic, I'll just say this, the people of Pennsylvania are pretty responsible. They have health care. A very high percentage of them do. And so those people basically are self-reliant, Republican or Democrat or swing. They don't want to be involved in this whole problem. This is basically for people that don't have health insurance. That was the whole sales pitch for health care, which is for working people who go to work 40, 50 hours a week and their company doesn't afford or they can't win it with their contract, decent health care. It was for them. It was supposed to exempt and hold harmless everyone else. That was the idea. There's no doubt about it.